Hello everyone and welcome to our Tech Tuesday tutorial number 82. Today we look at a super user-friendly new feature in Google Sheets called slicers. Okay, let's cut to the chase with slicers. What are they? Well, they're filter elements that you can place on your sheets to filter out information. Now I know you already have that with filters and filter views. In fact, I distinctly remember covering that in Tech Tuesday number 46. Yes, but slicers are better. They're like little data ninjas that have several advantages. One, they are free-floating elements that can be moved around and sized and customized any way you like on any sheet. Two, the filtering that they do does not persist. Like a ninja in the night, they leave no trace of their passing. Any settings you apply with the slicers are only for you and your view and for that session. That means that you don't mess with anyone else's data unless you set those selections as a default. And three, they work on all charts and pivot tables in a sheet that use the same data set. So let's get started with a slicer. Open up a sheet with some data on it, something messy like this that you'd like to filter. You want to click anywhere in your data and go up to Data and Slicer. It's going to drop in a little element here that's ready for you to move around and resize. As we start using the slicer, it's going to affect the data it's sitting on top of right now, and then that's going to make it move around. We don't want that to happen. So we want to right-click on row 1 and choose Insert one row above, and continue to do this so that we get some room up above here to play around with. I'll move this over here. You notice it's telling me to select a column first. So what we need to do is pull this down, these little three dots, the kebab, and choose Edit Slicer. And then we're going to come in here and choose the column. So the column is what it's going to help filter with. So I'm going to come down here and let's say I choose the division. So at this point, whenever I pull this down, where it says all, or even over here with the little filter, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to show me all the different values that are in that column. And if I start unchecking things, it's going to filter out those things. Now, if you have just a few items you want to show, it's going to be annoying to uncheck all this. So you can say clear, and it will unselect all of these things. And then you can come in here and just choose the ones that you would like to see. So if I just choose these three or just the ETC and I hit OK, it will only list the stuff that is in the ETC. I can come down here and even scroll down and verify that is all just ETC stuff until we hit nothing. Right, so I can use another slicer. The best thing to do is just to Control-C, Control-V on a current slicer so that everything is maintained. It keeps your styling and your size and everything else, although of course you can come back here and further customize anything you'd like. And instead of using that column, again, I want to choose a different one. Pull down the three dots, edit the slicer, and let's this time go with the category or target audience. And so at this point I can impose a second filter. And I can say, okay, I only want to look at stuff that has to do with Microsoft Office. Okay, so then there's only two items that meet both of these conditions. So let's say I expand my search a bit and I say anything to deal with Office or hardware or multimedia. Great, so now I've got a few more items here. And let's do a third slicer. So let's say that I have a term that I want to search for, but it's in the description and that has a lot of stuff in it. So if I say I wanted to filter by description, if I pull this down, it's going to have these really big chunks of text and it can be a little tough to find what I want. So you can go up here and choose filter by condition, and then you can say filter all things where the text contains the word, let's say video. Scroll down a little bit if you need to over here on the side in order to see the OK button. And so here are the sessions under the ETC division that are categorized as Office, hardware, or multimedia that have the word video somewhere in the description. So this is awesome because you can apply all these settings, apply all these filters and so on, and when you leave, it resets. And if someone else is currently looking at the sheet at the same time, they're not seeing your filtered stuff. The slicers apply to your own individual session and disappear when you leave. Now, if you're the editor of these, you can come in here and choose Set Current Filters as Default. You could basically set it to where this is already filtered that way. Now, slicers get a little bit more valuable whenever you start combining them with graphs and pivot tables. So if you know about pivot tables and so on, you can actually take these slicers and choose to apply them, in the same way that you would apply to a table. You can have them applied to pivot tables, and then that will reflect in your graph and so on. If you're uncertain about pivot tables and charts, don't worry, I just learned about pivot tables today in order to show this demonstration. So that might be a topic for another Tech Tuesday video. But I'm afraid we're out of time for today. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, go ahead and click that like button. Why not support us? Click that subscribe button. Click on the bell icon to receive email notifications. Leave a comment or an idea for a Tech Tuesday video below. Share this video with your friends, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.